Hey guys, this is Scott from Forgot to Grow Podcast. Welcome to another edition of ReWatching STAR TREK DISCOVERY. Today I'm going to be talking about Season 1, Episode 5, Choose Your Pain. So I'm just going to be starting off by giving you guys the plot summary for this episode, then I'm going to be talking just about a couple thoughts about this episode, a couple things I liked in this particular episode. So let's just get started with that plot summary, which is, after a month of successful missions, Lorca is ordered to protect the spore drive until it can be replicated for other Starfleet ships. As he returns to the Discovery, Lorca is taken captive by the Klingons. Burnham has grown concerned with the toll that the drive has taken on Ripper, along with Stamets' partner, Medical Officer Hugh Culber. Burnham convinces Stamets to find an alternative to run the drive. Lorca is imprisoned with captured Starfleet officer Ash Taylor and human criminal Harry Mudd, and in discussions with Lorca reveals that he killed his entire crew during an earlier battle to spare them from the Klingon torture. But Lorca escaped himself. Lorca is tortured by Laurel, who wants the secrets to the Discovery's new form of travel, but Lorca and Taylor are able to escape before the Klingons learn anything. For the final jump needed to escape the Klingons with Lorca and Taylor on board, Tyler on board, Stamets connects to the spore drive himself using Ripper's DNA. Later, Burnham frees Ripper while Stamets' reflection does not walk away from a mirror when he does. This episode is really focused around the fact that the captain was kidnapped and learning a little bit about his background and the fact that his last ship, he left this whole crew to die. Well, he blew them all up and he just left to save himself. So you get a little bit of a background on him, which is a little interesting. You kind of see a little bit of his motivation as to why he's so I need to win the war. I need to make up for that thing. I can't be the shame of that. And so I kind of get that. That was a cool little thing. We get to learn about his backstory. The human criminal Harry Mudd, I'm not exactly sure how that, I don't think his name's actually Harry Mudd. That's just what the Wikipedia summary said for this episode. I think it was something else, but I believe he connects into Harry Mudd, who's, I think from Voyager maybe or something like that. I believe this is some kind of connection. I meant to look that up. Let me know in the comments below, guys, if you know that connection. In particular, I believe he was played by Rainn Wilson, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, some other stuff I liked in this episode I like at the beginning we get a shuttle. We get to see it. I mentioned a couple episodes ago that we hadn't seen one in the original series. We saw a lot more shuttle transport and stuff like that. So I like that we got this in the episode, and we see that as soon as it's locked on by the tractor beam, they're like, oh no, we can't do anything about this. They just picked up their guns to try and fight their way out. So that was a pretty cool little scene. At one point we get Christopher Pike's name kind of dropped. It was a screen drop is the way I wrote it. We see his name with a list of captains on the screen along with Giorgio and some other captains who I had no idea who they were, to be honest, but I did recognize Christopher Pike, so that was a cool little connection in. That's all. I didn't have much written down for this episode in particular. Like I said, it was a lot focused around both Burnham and the team trying to figure out an alternative to Ripper, the tardigrade that they've been using. So that was an interesting aspect. We got the science, and we also got a little bit of the military side with the captain being tortured by the Klingons and him having to escape. So I like the balance we get in this episode between those two. I also like that we get Doug Jones' character. I can't remember his name now. What that guy's name is? Saruk? Is it Saruk? I can't remember. Let me know in the comments below, guys, if you remember. You guys know what I'm talking about. The guy who Doug Jones plays, he's the captain during this episode because Lorca's been captured. I like that we get his the conflict with his character being not sure if he should trust Burnham or if he can even trust his own instincts completely. And I like that we get that little part. We get to see a good focus on him in this episode. But that was the last of what I liked in particular in this episode, guys. Be sure to let me know in the comments below what specifically you liked in this episode. Thanks for joining me today, guys, and have a good one.